My name is Shane Bach. I'm a certified financial planner with Jones Group here in Seward, Nebraska. I've been in this business for 14 years. Recruited to Seward by Mark and Suzanne Coulterman. My mom was a family friend of theirs and had the opportunity to come back to a small town, which is where we knew we wanted to be, and the rest is history. The history and background of the Jones Group was started in 1989 in the basement of our owner, Mike and Joni Jones. Mike was a history teacher by trade, or a teacher by trade, I should say. I think he taught science. But he started the company and started a one person shop and we've grown to 16 locations across the state. I joined the Jones Group in 2008 when I first started. One of the first people I met when I got into the industry, and was referred to the Jones Group by a cousin of mine. And his recommendation was if I wanted to know how to do this business right, I needed to meet Mike Jones from David City. And so we did that, and we have really developed into a nice business. When Mark and Suzanne Coulterman retired in 2016, we purchased the practice together, and I've been working closely with them ever since. So Jones Group has 77 employees across 16 locations. We're in a lot of small county seats across the state of Nebraska. So we're as far east as Nebraska City and as far west as Ansley, Nebraska, and then a lot of locations in between there. Again, our headquarters is David City, and our president actually operates out of Beatrice. But we've got, like I said, 16 locations throughout the state. So our mission and vision really revolves around taking care of our customers at a high level, making sure that they have the risk management tools that they need. Now with what I do, we added the investment side of that as well, at the most affordable price. So I always like to think of it as we want to get you the best bang for your buck and make sure that you and your family are protected at the highest level that we possibly can. From a culture standpoint, that's always, a little bit difficult, but I would say our culture is really evolving. We were always really focused on the service side of our business, which we always are. But we're really finding a nice group of sales professionals that we're working with, and so we're really trying to do a good mix of that sales and service, and more gravitating towards the sales side. So we're seeing more and more of that every day. Our nucleus is pretty young. In our industry, the insurance and financial services, that industry has I would say is more to the upper scale of the age group. A lot of people have been in this industry that started in this industry, have been in it for a long time, and they're starting to retire. And so, but we've got a pretty nice nucleus of younger faces that we think bodes well for our future.
I'm Riley Wolfong. I'm a risk advisor here at Jones Group. Originally I grew up in central Nebraska and then came to Seward for college. Met my wife there, got a business degree there, and lived in Lincoln for a short stint, and both of us really liked Seward County and actually missed it, and so that's what brought us back here. And then in that time came across Jones Group due to some relationships that my wife had and that I had, and that led me to here. So I've worked for the company for a little over a year, since July of 2020. I've been with Jones Group, and that is my experience in the industry, is my time here at Jones Group. So my educational background looks like I got a business degree from Concordia. I originally started in the pre-physical therapy route and ended up going the business side. I figured path of least resistance, like I didn't know what I wanted to do, but knew I wanted to be in the business side of things, and so that's the direction I went educationally. Since I've came here, Jones Group has done a good job of professional development, inside of the agency, and then also providing tools that some of our carriers will have courses and trainings that we can be a part of. And so they've done a good job on both fronts and getting me the training that is necessary to be successful in the industry. So,
my name is Denny Wollenweber, and I'm from Seward, Nebraska. I've lived in Seward County my whole life. I grew up in Utica, and I went to Centennial High School, and shortly after graduating high school, I worked for a Seward County company called Hughes Brothers for about 35 years, and transitioned to Jones about 6 years ago. My role is a financial representative. My main focus is on the investment side, but we do a lot of life insurance, health insurance for sure. We have specialists for the health insurance side, but we do facilitate a lot of that. I did receive some training. Basically, before you can become a financial representative, you have to pass a large series of tests. So that was a challenge for me, because after 35 years working in the manufacturing setting, going back to a classroom was challenging for me. I had never done an online class in my life, and so I think those were certainly challenging for me. But I feel like that in anything we do, if we put our mind to it and we keep our head down and work hard, reach out to resources that can help you in life, I think you can achieve just about anything you want.
I think especially in the communities that Jones Group is in, and kind of those small rural type communities, you got to be able to just build relationships. I think that's more important than anything, is just being able to shake people's hands, smile, make people feel good, those types of things. If you can do that, I think that you can be wildly successful in this industry. And then just attention to detail. I think that's important in anything, but I've found that out here at Jones Group, that's something that we take very seriously, particular to Jones Group. So,
our skill set has to be definitely tailored to the customer. So you have to be able to talk, which find out the needs and stuff, but then also let the client do the talking. I feel like some of the best meetings that I ever have are when the client does most of the talking.
My day-to-day activities would include things like, face-to-face client meetings. We do a lot of both new business and reviews for existing business. We'll review investment accounts. We will work with people on financial plans. We'll focus on, a lot of different things from, their life insurance needs to their, retirement needs. And so a lot of my day consists with phone calls. It consists with face-to-face client meetings, responding to emails, writing emails, making trades for people's investment accounts. So that's the majority of my day. But usually I'm talking to people just kind of like we are here.
Every day is different, and that's what I like about the industry and about what I'm doing, is that some days, you have a plan, and it's 8 o'clock, you get a phone call, and your entire day changes. And you don't get anything done that you intended on getting done. And then there's some days where it's smooth sailing, and you're doing exactly what you wanted to do. Most days, phone calls, meeting people, just trying to build relationships, and then also helping out with the folks that you're already working with. So the nice thing about insurance is you get what you put into it. So if you want to work hard and do the things necessary to be successful, all that stuff's going to take care of itself. You're going to be doing well. I'll say that. So
I like to help people. I like to just see how their day's gone, or if they've had some challenging weeks or months, and that seems to be kind of a narrative with COVID. Everybody's life has changed a lot, so we have a lot to talk about. And I want to be the person that makes whatever they're trying to do here at the agency a bright spot for them, rather than have so many negatives that have gone on.
What I like most about my job is being able to build relationships. I've already hit on that a couple times. I like hanging out with people. I like spending time with people. I like getting to know people. I also have found out that I like insurance a lot more than the actual intricacies of insurance. I knew I would like the piece of building relationships, but the intricacies of insurance is something that I've really found to be something that I enjoy spending my time in doing. So both the insurance side of things and building relationships. When I think about this industry and the career paths that could come of this, they're literally endless. I mean, our job is to communicate with people and build relationships, like I've hit on 1,000 times. You know, if this is something that you got into and God forbid it didn't work out for you, all the connections that you have built, you know, you could go knocking on their door. And then inside of the insurance industry, there's the independent agency route. There's being an agency owner. You know, maybe you get into it and there's a location that the agency doesn't have. You could go out and start a location somewhere else or a branch somewhere else. The captive side, the carrier side, being that, you know, companies are hiring and stuff like that. So I feel like inside the insurance industry, the possibilities are endless. And then you add on all the connections that you make through your time and the work that you put in, those are also endless. So I feel like this is a great place to be in the insurance industry, especially for young adults, like, you know, our age. So what high school students and college students can do, and this is just, I would say for anything, if there's something that you're interested in, just make a phone call. Make a phone call, stop in, say hello, introduce yourself. Hey, I've got some interest in this industry. You know, what can you share? Is there shadowing opportunities? Is there internship opportunities?
My advice to the younger generation is get involved and don't be afraid to take a chance. Get involved because your community is going to need you to be involved. We see that every day. You know, I serve on a lot of boards and a lot of groups, and it seems like I'm surrounded by the same people all the time. So we need the younger generation to get involved, to find things you're passionate about and really get in front of, you know, certain things. Secondarily, you know, put your head down, work hard, and good things are going to happen.
The number one thing you have to do is you have to work hard. Nothing comes easy. And I feel like no matter what profession you pick, whether it's a trade, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a nurse, you want to be a CPA, whatever it might be, give everything that you have to it. Focus on it and surround yourself with people that are positive.
Find your purpose and what you think your purpose is. Your purpose today may be different 10 years from now, but I think that will help drive your decisions going forward as far as what career path you're after. For me, mine is just helping people and building relationships. I can do that in a lot of different industries, and right now the insurance industry is what fits, and I love what I'm doing. But I think if I wouldn't have identified that, it can be difficult maybe finding your place, because it is kind of interesting getting out of college. You're like, whoa, what is this? You know, or coming from high school to college, what do I think I want to be doing 5 years from? You know what I mean? It's kind of an awkward thought process, but I think finding that purpose in your why will help drive those decisions going forward.